a ball of yarn, and your fingers. Let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and do is make a slip knot on my index finger, and I just do this by wrapping yarn around my finger twice and then playing leapfrog twice. This is completely optional but does help the knitting process. I'm going to go ahead and place this on my pinky and wrap yarn from the back of the finger around to the front, and I'm going to do this twice so that I create 2 sets of loops on my finger. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the bottom loops and place them over the top, and you've completed your first row. Now I'm just going to take those loops and move them down to the bottom of my fingers and tighten up the project. So I'm just going to repeat this process of looping yarn around your fingers and then pulling the bottom loops over the top. Notice I'm also using my thumb as kind of a temporary yarn holder, which is pretty helpful. So I do have another tutorial on how to finger knit if you're totally confused, because I am skipping over a lot of the basics to keep this video short. I will link that tutorial down below, and I definitely would encourage you to check that out because I go into so much more detail about exactly how to do this method. So I'm just going to do it until it's long enough, about 6 to 8 inches, depending on your wrist size and how loose or tight you want the bracelet to be. And then I'm going to cut my yarn and thread this yarn through each loop on my finger, and then take that loop off of my finger. This is really the easiest way to take the project off of your fingers, and it does a great job of doing it. Now I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot on each end of the bracelet, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tie the bracelet up by doing a double knot and then trimming the edges off, and this is the final result. So to do a smaller, thinner bracelet, I'm going to go ahead and make a slip knot just as I did before, but with this one, instead of doing 4 fingers and knitting on all 4, I'm only going to do 2, so it does create a thinner bracelet. So what's weird about this one is I'm actually going to be wrapping the yarn using a figure 8 method instead of just wrapping the yarn across all fingers. It makes it a little bit easier to do it. Like I said, I'm just doing that kind of quick figure 8 method, and this one is really my favorite type of bracelet because it is not as chunky and it's a little bit nicer. Once again, for these bracelets, I would suggest anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. I would play around and make a couple with different thickness and different sizes. Just so you can see, honestly, these are so easy and fast to make. You can make a couple in 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn just as I did before, leaving about a 10-inch tail of yarn. Better to have more than not enough. And then I'm just going to take my yarn and thread it through those loops on my fingers completely, and then pull the loops off my fingers and repeat this to both fingers. You could also knit on your index finger and your middle finger instead of your ring finger and your pinky. It's just completely personal preference. Once again, I'm just going to go ahead and tie knots on both ends of the bracelet, and this is going to make sure that the project does not unravel. So here's how I go ahead and assemble the bracelets. What I've done after I'm tying these knots here is I'm just going to bring those 2 ends together and tie a double knot, and then I'm simply just going to cut the ends off close to the knot. Honestly, you really won't be able to see these ends well, and that's the final product. So on this wrist, I have a 2-finger bracelet. In this wrist, I have a 4-finger style bracelet. On this wrist, I have a 2-finger style bracelet. This one, I have a 3-style bracelet. So thanks so much for watching. Like I said, check out that video to see more information on how to do this. Be sure to check out our new tutorial every Friday, and there is a giveaway going on right now, so I will link the video below to that giveaway. Bye!